Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I wanted to first apologize for not getting love readings out for September. I'm currently in the process of moving, and with all the private clients that I had in September, it just wasn't possible. I assure you they will be out for October. If you're interested or want to hear about the new services that I'm launching on October 10th, right, 10/10, stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to have all the updates about the new stuff out there. And if you want to get regular updates from me about what the energy is and what I'm going through, follow my Twitter, okay? That's the best place to get a hold of me and kind of learn about my personality and get more updates. Thank you all for liking, sharing, and subscribing. We have reached 10K. I say we because I couldn't make any of this possible without you guys. Love you all. Mwah. All right, Virgo, first I want to send you an extra special. I am so sorry for not having this video out sooner. As you can see, I moved and my house, if you were seeing on the other side of this camera, is still not quite together. And in true Virgo fashion, I severely underestimated how much I was going to be able to accomplish. And, you know, obviously private clients come first. The cards keep dropping like in large chunks. So I do want to say that to slow down this month, slow down so that you don't drop the ball. And that's a shout out to myself too. I'm also trying to slow down so I don't drop the ball. We'll take that one because it's one. Okay, Leo got this as their overall energy for the month. We have the Four of Swords with the Six of Cups. So this month, Virgo, it's going to be really important that you, I'm feeling like life in review, like start to review the things that you're leaving behind or the things that you consider your past, okay, where you have been so far this year, where, because look at these add up to 10, this is October. So how have the last 10 months treated you? What have you learned? What has changed for you? What do you no longer resonate with? You know, what is coming in now as your truth that was not previously your truth? How have you overcome pain this year? And how are you no longer living from a narrative of pain? You know, I brought this up for Leo as well. And look, I split the deck and we have the Devil. So this isn't, oh look, and the Eight of Wands. So you're going to quickly overcome your shadow this month, Virgo, through this assessment. And I think you're going to see, you know, you could be getting communication from a Capricorn that you had not been in communication with entirely all the time, someone from your past. But this month, Virgo, you know, I keep describing the energy as strange. Like time, which is also ruled by Capricorn and Saturn, which is seen in the Devil card. Time has gotten very aloof, you know, and when time changes, when our personal perception of time changes, there's an adjustment period that needs to occur. And I feel for sure that Leo and Virgo are in this energy, possibly Libra as well. It's interesting to watch how different energies affect different parts of the zodiac at different times. So do your best to stay paced this month and to not let anything get too daunting. Do your best to stay present and stay immersed in the moment, because even if you have that to-do list, right? Make that to-do list in the morning and then just go one by one. Don't read the whole list every time you look at the list and be like, oh, I have all this stuff to do, because that's what I do to myself and it's not helpful. All right, Virgo. I'm killing myself. Y'all are killing me. This reading is exactly how I've been feeling. I feel like I've gotten Oh my gosh. Okay, anyways. The overall energy is the Ace of Cups. All right. Now, I truly, truly feel that Virgo is at a crux. It is Libra season, right? The season of understanding duality and understanding how we meet another and how we can't always be of service to others if we're not serving ourselves. And how do I merge with another without losing myself? And how do I remain autonomous while also letting another person in? Because Virgo, in my opinion, can go easily from being like, they can either be like very like the King of Swords, very like isolated and detached, and people perceive them as this person that is just cold and intellectual and doesn't really have a lot of feeling. And then when they get in relationships with people, again, any type of relationships, and they start to show their deep empathy and their attachment to emotions, people find that very, I don't want to say disturbing, but it throws people off, and people have a hard time believing it. And I personally have been experiencing this in my life. I mean, I always have, but it's been showing itself in a new way. And I think that's exactly what the cards are talking about here. And this it's like this struggle to be seen for who you really are, and understanding how, in some regard, you are in control of how people see you, in the sense that it is your duty to show up transparently and to show up vulnerable and to have faith that that's enough. But also on the flip side of it, it's not we're not in control of how others see us. We cannot shift their lens. We cannot change their sunglasses to rose-colored glasses to clear lenses. It's not in our control. And Virgo is a very controlling sign. Not a lot of people talk about that. And it's not like a negative thing, it just is, right? Our fixation on detail can easily lead to wanting to control all aspects. And when you want to control how another person sees you, even if it is in good nature, like, I want you to see me who I really am. Why can't you see who I really am? Why do you only see what you want to see? That can be extremely tiresome. And that can lead Virgo back into the hermit phase where they don't want to share anything. And I think Virgo has reached a point where they understand that they cannot revert to extreme hermit, right? But they also can't go above and beyond to prove who they are and make people see it. And that presents a very out of this world type of paradox. What you're being asked to leave behind this month, Virgo, is the Three of Cups and the King of Swords with the rune Victory. Now, the Three of Cups talks about fun and friendships. And I don't believe this King of Swords is a person, Virgo. I think this is your energy here. And, oh my God, it's like taking shots at myself. I think more than anything, what this is saying is you will not be victorious in relationships, like friendships with people, right? You will not enjoy closeness and camaraderie if you continue to keep yourself at a distance emotionally, as well as if you approach all relationships with a very logical, rational approach. The King of Swords can be so detached, and it's like all business, And that's another thing. If you continue to make your life all business, that will never bring in the fun. You have to allot time for fun. You need to allow yourself to experience more than just work and more than just doing what's the duty. Also, if there is a person in your life that you've been trying to get close to that has been the King of Swords and has kept themselves an extreme distance, there's a chance that, you know, they've been you know, entertaining more than one person, and or rather not even like cheat, you know, this isn't like a cheating type of vibe. It's just like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, you can't play their game. Like, playing their game will not yield success. Like, if someone tends to keep you at a distance or be very cut and dry and not show you a lot of emotion, but you want to, you know, have a close friendship with them and you want to engage with them on a much more warm level, you will not be victorious in mirroring their behavior to teach them a lesson, okay? So it's very important that you stay authentic this month, Virgo, and tapped in to your emotions. Look, right behind that is the Queen of Pentacles. So it's going to be imperative this month, Virgo, to feel even when you want to shut down, to show up even when you want to hide under the covers. And let me tell you, this is resonating with me so much, it makes me sick. Like, it makes me sick. So, spirits, rather, the door that's open for you that was once closed, we have the Devil, clarified by the Eight of Wands. And the rune we have here is Joy. This is so interesting because both of these cards showed themselves in the beginning, right? And with the rune Joy on the Devil, this is such a catch-22. Like, I feel the paradox has been laid on in such a subtle new manner. It's like, it's wild. It's really wild. I'm sorry, my camera keeps dropping. I don't know what the problem is with iMovie right now. Anyways, so through your willingness, right? Through your willingness to move, right? Into progress forward regardless, right? Eight of Wands. Forward, 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 forward. Okay? You're not letting, this devil energy is not actually chaining you. Okay? What I think it's doing is as you focus yourself on progress and being more and seeing more and being more open, like, it's like everything on a more open octave, right? As you speak your truth, as you act on your feelings, as you go forward and demonstrate, right? Demonstrate the love that you have, regardless of who's there to receive it. I think what this does for you, Virgo, is it makes you find joy in moving through the shadow, first and foremost. I think that you're finding a lot more satisfaction in doing that deep shadow work than you ever have before. And you're finding that as you embrace it, right? As you continue to remember that all you can control is you. And that if we don't like who's showing up in our relationships, and if we don't like who's showing up in our partnerships, then that means that we don't like our shadow. And we don't like the things that we're hiding from ourselves. So we might as well get down in the dirty and integrate it. I also think this is a reminder that at the end of the day, you're still a human in a human body. And there are very human, lusty, vice-like things that bring you joy. And until you get honest with yourself about that connection, because there's nothing wrong. Like, I personally, for my birthday this year, got sober because I personally have had a battle with alcohol. But that does not mean sobriety is for everybody. However, until you recognize the joy that you gain, right? The temporary ego joy that you gain from codependent behavior, which is any type of addiction. An addiction could be so many things. Like, I love food, and, you know, emotional eating is a real thing. I think a lot of you know that. You know, until we understand the animalistic, right? Very human, lusty, just, I gotta do it because I want to do it, those urges, until we really grip the joy that those bring us, we cannot move through them. They will control us. They will own us. So don't be afraid to be honest with yourself, because you are your source of love, okay? Your current energy this month, Virgo, in your head, we have the 4 of Cups. In your heart, we have the 2 of Swords with the rune Wisdom. And in your foundation, you have the 10 of Cups. Now, with the 10 of Cups in your foundation, Virgo, in one way or another, and I use this term loosely, I feel your fixation is on building a family and building a home, right? An emotional home, feeling at peace, feeling full, right? Feeling very supported emotionally. And I think you're understanding now, Virgo, that until you create some space for people physically in your life, they can never come in and offer that to you emotionally. Because the 10 of Cups is an emotional feeling, but it's a very full feeling. It's like you know, in those commercials, like where people are like falling onto like mattresses or pillows, and they look so like comfy and supported, and they're like smiling as they fall down. That to me is the 10 of Cups. It's just like, wow, I could die now and I wouldn't need anything else. And Virgo has a tendency to just focus on serving others and building for others. Like everything is often fixated on for the other. You know, what can I do for the other? And even when they're doing what people perceive as for themselves, oftentimes silently, right? They don't admit it, but silently, they're hoping that if they have or this kind of home or this kind of job or this kind of opportunity, it will benefit this other person or these other people that can come in and enjoy it. And I think, Virgo, you're finally learning to accept that you can relish in this feeling alone. And you don't need to do the external before you do the internal. You need to feel at home with yourself, and you need to build that emotional abundance for you, and know that through building that wealth of emotional it's like a fountain, it's like the fountain of youth, right? Until you build that wellspring of love for yourself, and have a ridiculous amount overflowing that you could never drink from, others will not come. If others are not coming, it's because you've decided, okay, I have enough to share. But Spirit is saying, no, you don't. No, you don't. Because you don't run on E the way you used to. You don't give away your lifelines of nourishment for another because you're no longer running a codependent program. With the 2 of Swords in your heart and the rune Wisdom, you know, the 2 of Swords often talks about indecision, but this is feeling like indifference to me. This is feeling more so like indifference. With the rune Wisdom here, I think, well, 4 of Cups in your head, right? I think that you are unwilling to look at the new. Look at, we have the 3 and the 1 here. That's all depicted here, right? Leaving behind old ways of identifying with relationship and friendship because new is coming to you, and it's a time to rely on faith that more and better is coming. And I think that your heart is conflicted because in one way that you do know that better is coming, but in another way, the feeling or idea of being left alone again is just pretty daunting, because it just seems like it's been you and just you for so long. But we have to be open. Both of these cards have their arms crossed over their chest. You have to have an open mind about what emotional satisfaction is, and you have to have an open heart about what it is to be emotionally aware. What does it really mean to have emotional wisdom? What does it really mean to have to understand love, right? And our mind will tell us, oh, well, that's love because of this, and this is not love because of that. But we're probably pulling on past experiences. And if we're trying to move quickly through all of our codependencies and move through our demons and our triggers to just default, then we're not being open to Spirit's truth. Yeah, like we have the Queen of Cups, and behind that shit, the King of Cups. So there is going to be a union coming, not necessarily with a water sign, but there's a union within yourself, Virgo. There's a union of your emotional well-being deep within you and the ability to act on it as well. Okay, there's a solidifying happening of you coming into not just knowing it and feeling it, but living it. Okay, this is a time of embodiment. Spirit's advice for you this month, Virgo. We have the 9 of Swords, clarified by the Chariot. And the rune we have here is healing. So, for some of you, you're just desperate to move on and desperate to move forward. And forward motion is available here to you, but you can't be worried about when things are going to move forward. You have to first heal your mind and heal your heart, because if things were supposed to move forward, they would have. This all goes back to trusting the divine. And dare to feel when it is most uncomfortable. Like, please do not check out on yourself this month. Do not check out on yourself. Do not check out on your relationships. Do not check out on your responsibilities. Do not check out on the people in your life. You have to show up. You have to show up. And I'm uncomfortable saying this. Like, I want you to know that I don't give out this advice without struggling in my own right. Okay? The Chariot, is the card of Cancer. But more than that, Cancer is a very cautious energy. And Cancer has the ability to reflect like no other sign. And it can be scary what the energy of Cancer in general reflects, right? And we can find this, technically we all have Cancer energy somewhere in our chart, but what this is embodying, right, this month is the recognition that we will never be perfect in the way that we think we're trying to achieve perfection. And we will always have a part of us that is dark or that is unhealed or that is, not acting from a completely enlightened place. But we have to have faith that we're being patient with ourselves and we're doing the best we can to be emotionally aware and to offer love to those parts of ourselves that we have banished for so long. And in being willing to do that and being an understanding that the Chariot is movement, but it's a long-term movement. It's slow. It's slowly paced movement. So you have to let go of when is it going to happen, when. This 9 of Swords is when. And you have to let it go. You got to let it go. You have to. Whatever it is that you're waiting to manifest, you have to understand that anytime you're waiting, you're creating stagnancy, right? And with the rune healing here, through healing your mind, through healing your anxiety, through healing your worry about when more and better, and the companionship is coming. It would have been here by now if you were ready, period. It would have been here by now. Yep, Page of Crystals, okay? And Judgment. You are still a student. We are always a student. But you're going to get the opportunity to heal your karma, right? But you first need to get out of your head about worrying whether or not if you're making progress. You are making progress, but the second you start complaining to yourself about, oh my gosh, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. You're closing yourself off and creating resistance, okay? the most likely outcome, we have the Two of Cups with the ruined marriage and the Five of Wands. So listen, I feel like this outcome is like what I've been talking about this entire time. This Five of Wands, it could be external, right? It could be. But if it's manifesting externally, it's because it's absolutely happening externally or internally. And even if it's happening internally, it might not be manifesting as actual arguments or disagreements with other people, but it could be like no one's there, right? No one's showing up to your partnership. And you really need to reflect this month, Virgo, on how you fight off relationships, how you fight off or fight for relationships, and where your commitment really lies. And how when you engage with people that fight off commitment or push back from commitment with you, or you push back from commitment with them, what that says about you. Look, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of Cups in a row. And then we have the 10. Okay? So this is a really big emotional month for you, Virgo. And I really cannot emphasize enough how much you need to show up this month for yourself. The message huge is like, dare to be emotionally present when it feels like there's no support for you. And I don't say that in like go giving your love, like outpouring your love to people that abuse you. That's not what I'm saying, but there's going to be a lot of triggers this month, Virgo, that's going to make you want to shut down, because there's a part of you that feels satisfied when you do something that is masochistic or is self-sabotaging. But if you want progress and you want more and you want to live the wisdom that you've been divining through your dreams and through your daily synchronicities, dare to be open. That's how to be your tagline. Dare to be open. Okay. This is a very like scary emotional month. Okay, this is like the deer, like Bambi testing its legs for the first time. There it goes. I move through life knowing that I am safe, divinely protected, and guided. My consciousness is filled with healthy, positive, loving thoughts that reflect themselves in my experience. So just know that you're protected and you don't need to do anything else to protect yourself. You need to wear your heart on your sleeve this month, Virgo. You have to. I know. Super scary. Super scary. I love you all so much and am immensely grateful for all your patience with me. I love you all so much, and I'll be back soon with love readings. Peace.
Hi, everybody. So, thank you for staying tuned to hear about my new services launching 10/10 on my website. The reason they're not launching sooner is because, like I said in the beginning, I'm in the process of moving. When you get the love readings for this month, I'll be in my new office space. I'm so excited. My new house has a true office for me, and I'm just really hyped. So, all the services I have currently are staying, okay? I'm not deleting anything or getting rid of anything. I'm just adding upon that. So you can now add on additional things to the soul spread. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to list it yet, but it'll be its own button and whatnot. So the new thing that I'm adding is called intuitive counseling. You might have seen it on my site before and it said it wasn't yet available. This is why I needed to move and get everything ready. So when you purchase intuitive counseling with a spread, like at the same time, like for example, the soul spread with intuitive counseling, you get 30 minutes on Skype with me after you already get your video spread. So within 30 days of you getting your soul spread video, you book the intuitive counseling follow-up session with me. And we talk on Skype for 30 minutes. about what happened in your video or what's been going on since and things like that. No cards get pulled during intuitive counseling. It is just like what it sounds. It is talking and discussing and things like that. So you'll have the option now to add that onto the soul spread, add that onto the soul spread with astrology, add that onto soul medicine, and I'll also have a button for soul medicine, astrology, and the intuitive counseling because people were asking me about that as well. So those are 4 new services that are going up, but technically only the intuitive counseling is new. So when you add on 30 minutes of Skype with the spread, it's $20 more, right? So whatever the original spread cost plus $20. Now, we also are going to have intuitive counseling that is just in and of itself, okay? The first session, if you were to do intuitive counseling, would have to be an hour because I have to get to know you, get to know your goals, what you're looking to achieve. And intuitive counseling without a spread, like without combining it with a tarot spread, is really someone who's looking for a friend, you know, a confidant, someone that wants to talk about their metaphysical and, you know, intuitive experiences and doesn't really have anyone in their life that can relate. I think a lot of us go through that. So that's what that is. The original session, like I said, has to be 60 minutes. By the way, anyone that gets intuitive counseling without a tarot spread will also have emailed to them a waiver explaining that I'm not a therapist and my services do not override what a doctor tells you and all that jazz. We also will, you know, go over some highlights, like I said, of what are your goals in intuitive counseling? What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to overcome? Things like that. So 60 minutes on Skype. Again, no tarot or anything, just talking is $48. And then you can buy, after you do the original 60 minutes, if you wanted to do more sessions, you can either buy 30 minutes for $28, 45 minutes for $33, or 90 minutes for $60. And the 90 minutes can get broken into 2 45-minute sessions or 3 30-minute sessions. So that's the cheapest, obviously. And this, like I said, is really in place of someone that is looking for, you know, a confidant and someone that wants to discuss different things that are going on in your life. This is a level of support that you might find in, you know, a group or things like that. The other thing I'm super excited about is what I call intuitive support system. So this is similar to intuitive counseling. However, it doesn't happen on Skype. It happens over email. And by me providing it over email, it allows me to offer it at a discounted rate so that more people can afford it. And it's, you know, uses less energy. Skype drains my energy a lot faster than answering emails. So basically with intuitive support system, you have to make a commitment of either 3 months or 6 months, okay? When you make a 3-month commitment, it's $25 a month. When you make a 6-month commitment, it's $20 a month. Okay, and basically what intuitive support system is you, by paying that $25 or $20 a month, you basically have access to me as, you know, as a guide of sorts. And we exchange up to 6 emails a month. That means you write me 6 times, I answer 6 times. So obviously the first time you're having some type of crisis or needing an ear, I would make that email long. You know what I mean? Because we can only go back and forth 6 times in a month. I think 6 is a lot. That can definitely accomplish a lot. Please give me up to 24 hours to answer your emails because I'm not only answering yours, I'm answering other prospective clients and things like that. So I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do the billing for that yet. PayPal does have an auto debit feature. But I don't think I'm going to use that right away. So what I would do is I would send you, you know, I'll have a contact form and you would contact me directly and we would invoice and things like that. In terms of scheduling for the intuitive counseling, whether you bought it with a spread or you're buying it outright, by the time 10/10 comes along, by the time launch date comes along, I should have a scheduler posted on my website. However, I have not done it yet, and I'm decently tech savvy, but like not a genius. So bear with me. We may have to do it via email scheduling for a little while, but I'm hoping that won't be the case. And lastly, the one that I'm so excited about is another spread. It's a new spread option, and it's the past life partnership reading. So when I use the word partnership, I mean it can be any type of partner. I've used this spread with friends, and I like friends in my life, and I've used this spread with, you know, lovers and family members and things like that. So the goal of the past life spread is it shows you how you and that person, whether it be your mom, like I said, or your friend or your lover, how you and the person were related in a past life, what your lesson was. You know, did you figure it out? Did you not figure it out? What was the outcome in the past life, in the most recent past life? And then it shows you what you and that person's energy is in this life, what lesson you're learning in this life, and how you're doing with it so far. Like, what is your status? And what you both can do to continue to push on with this lesson. Okay? That spread is going to be $47. Please keep in mind that just because we share a past life with someone does not mean they're like our forever and a day. So please keep that in mind. This is mostly just to, I think when we understand like the past life ties we have with people, it actually makes it easier for us to navigate the current relationship and let it go if need be as well. A lot of us have that need to know. I mean, I have so much Virgo energy. I love knowing. Like, tell me why. So there will be a purchase link up for that spread as well. I'm really excited to bring you guys all these new updates. If you have any questions about the new stuff that I'm going to have coming, feel free to email me. You know, all that information is in the description box below. You also can fill out the contact form on my website. That will also send straight to my email. Like I said, all of these services will be available on 10/10. The astrology on 10/10 is epic. Jupiter's going into Scorpio, and it's really magnificent. So I love you all. I really hope to see some of you soon with these new services. And again, thank you all for liking, sharing, and subscribing, leaving comments. You guys know I read all the comments, and they bring me so much joy. Also, I've recently had a few donations. I don't ever talk about having people donate to my channel because, you know, I'm just so grateful to even be here. But on my YouTube page, there is a button to donate via PayPal if you are called to do so. Just know if you donate, in response, I will pull an oracle card for you and send it to the email that's attached to your PayPal as a thank you and as a great appreciation. So again, I love you all so much, and I will connect with you again soon. Peace.